So last we left is we got this shape, and was it the exact same size? It was no. And you know what the thing is that it doesn't have to be as long as this because it ain't. And that's how we roll. So we put it right here, and then we go down. Why am I talking in that accent? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna talk in a regal, regal, Robert Regal accent. So now what we do is we're going to make our polygon tool. We're gonna six size it. There we go. And what we want to do is we want to single out this particular shape. So how are we going to do that? And we want to oh, I made another one. So what we would do is we create the shape. We go hold shift, we pull it down a little bit, then we go to rectangle tool, and then we create a rectangle, and then what we do is we fit that in there, and then we pull this over here. So now we've got this particular shape, and then what we want to do is we want to center it, so make sure that it's centered. So then now what we're going to do is we're going to the shape builder tool, we're going to just cross it all across. We don't need to create individual shapes because what we want to do is we want to have this be the one individual shape. So this is the bottom of the mouth, as you can tell right there. So now we need these trapezoid elements. So now what we're going to do is we are going to create a box, and then we're just going to pull this with the white arrow. We're going to pull that right there, and then we're going to pull this right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Alt, reflect, make another object, transform, reflect, and make another object right there. So there we go. We're starting to create that element of the face. Now, what color is, it's two different shades of red. So we are going to go here into our color palette, and then we're going to go here. And these are the warm reds, and these are the cool reds. Just to let you know. Let's see. Let's give them. That's the printable color. Let's give them like a little bit of a brownish kind of tint. Now you're wondering yourself, how do I make it the exact same color on the other one? Well, you could have selected them both and then changed it that way, or you can use the dropper tool and go voila. Now this one particularly is a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, whatever you'd like to be. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to this tonality. We're going to go maybe there we go. Now it's slightly different, not too different. Now we're going to align these two together. We're going to align these together. There we go. And voila. Let's see, it's not perfect. You know what I wish? I wish that there was a magnetic tool that it would do. You would click on, and maybe there is a magnetic tool that can make me just butt everything up against the shapes. But for the time being, I do not see it, so I will not use it because I don't know where it exists. Now I have altered the shapes, so I have to delete this. Now I could start all over, but I'm going to go ahead and transform, reflect, 90 degrees the other side. There we go. Zoom in a little bit, see how close it is. It's not that close. I want to butt it up against there, and then I'm going to shift hold that, then I'm going to go towards the bottom. There we go. That way it's got a little bit of the head. Now I'm building the head big just because I can always shrink it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the eyes. So we have a square that has been altered. There's many different ways that we can do that. So we're going to start off with a square. A rectangle, I mean. We're going to start off with the rectangle. And now remember how I was telling you about the shapes and how you should always keep the shapes? Well, this is a perfect example. This little shape can go right in there. So object, arrange, bring to front, and then this little shape we can shrink it a little bit, and then it can go shift in order to make it shrink unilaterally, and we can put it right there. So then we've got object, arrange, bring to front, or shift control that little thing. So we've got those two. We're starting to build it. So we've got, because we're going to cut it right here, we're going to cut it right there, but it still has that element right here. So how do we make this? So let's first cut this. Let's align it together. Everything is centered. And now let's cut it. So click, click, click. Now it automatically changed everything into that shape. So now, what did it do? Why is this? Oh, because that line, see, it did not cut it completely. So let's back up. It's Control Z to, and then we're gonna pull this down a little bit more. Actually, and let's see, and then I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. Oh no, I'm gonna pull this. There we go. And it did cut it. Let's see. Oy, oy, chihuahuas. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. Then I'm gonna pull this right over the top. And then object, transform, arrange, bring to front, select everything, put it all aligned together, and then now we're going to cut it. So now we're going to go do the shape builder tool, click, 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 and then click. So now we should have this shape, this shape, this shape, and this shape. This shape goes right here. Now you're thinking to yourself, how is that going to fit in there? Now you've got this going on, which is a little bit bigger, and then we can finagle it so that it fits. And then let's see. Now another way that you can make it fit. Now this is my personal trick. Another way that you can make it fit. So let's select all of this together, the bottom half, and then let's object group it, and then let's move this guy so that we can move him down enough so that we have a little bit of space, because I do want those lines. I can use the white arrow tool, and I can click on the points, and I can just move the point right here, and I can just move this point right here, and I can just move this point right here, and I move that point to the corner, and I can move this point to the corner, and I can move this point to the corner, and then I can go all the way back here. Then I can move this point to the corner. Now the head, as you can tell, it's straight. The eyes are straight. So what you want to do is you want to bring this, and it'll tell you, there you go. And it will tell you, it'll be like, yep, intersect right there. Now I do believe that this one is not straight. So let's try to get it straight. There we go. So now we've got the eyes. The eyes have it. And then how are we going to make another set of eyes? We're going to Alt, pull out. Then we're going to shrink it a little bit. Or let's use our scale tool. Double click. Come on. And then we're going to scale it by 72%. Why 72? Because 72 is a magical number. So we're going to go ahead and put, but this 72 doesn't seem to fit in there. Object, arrange, bring to front. We're going to change the color to maybe like a little bit darker. There we go. We're going to change it to that darker. We're going to pull it out a little bit. Pull it out a little bit. It's starting to look a little bit more like the transformer, and there we go. So we're going to move this out of the way. I'm going to group everything together. The way that I work is I start grouping I start basically grouping everything together, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to object. I'm going to move this one down, clicks, just a couple clicks, nothing too crazy, maybe even shorten it a little bit. And like I said, this is my rendition of this character. Brawl. I like him better because it's mine.